to you by introducing the all-new Roofing's TMX 500C rebars with cut and bend services. Roofing's, strength of a nation. Patriotism is a feeling of love, devotion, and the willingness to sacrifice for one's country.
I say no to corruption because I put my country first. I choose peace over violence because I put my country first.
I love Uganda. I serve Uganda. I sacrifice for Uganda. I'm loyal to Uganda. I love myself.
Be patriotic. Uganda first. This message is brought to you by the National Secretariat for Patriotism Co-Uganda, Office of the President.
When you talk about our motherland Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, you cannot fail to smile because of the smile that fills the faces of the citizens. Our nice good weather and nature that sustains us all, that enables us all to continue each in their own way because we are all different even according to each individual's work. But what joins us to become one person is the sweetness from the flavored drink Alleluia Jingati drink and Alleluia Tamarind drink. The flavor that quenches your thirst while at the same time treating and healing your body because it is 100% natural. Enjoy the drink that has got the tamarind juice in it. Made by Alleluia Reflexology, Healthy Solutions and Nutritional Research Center Limited. Get yourself a bottle of Alleluia from all shops around.
Welcome to the final week of the year 2021 and a lovely morning to you. I'm Robert Kirabo, Nyonyintono, delighted to be here this morning. It is a new week and it is the week where we are saying bye-bye 2021. I don't know how your festive season was. How was your Christmas? And of course, Boxing Day, that was yesterday. To me, well, I enjoyed every bit of my short holiday I had, but also enjoyed the festive season. However, there were elements, certain things to be concerned about, more so where we are in the time of COVID-19. This time, we're blessed to have this festive season when we are in partial lockdown. Most of the places were open, by the way. I hope you're not in pieces because my analysis of what happened Christmas, Boxing Day was very interesting. Oh, I saw people drink themselves too. Would I use the word dogs? Then that wouldn't be fair enough. I saw people actually forgetting about COVID-19 standard operating procedures where places were filled to capacity. Right from mass and service in most of the places of worship where I moved through, you would see that people turned up in huge numbers just to thank the Lord for having gotten them there. And by the way, another thing I noticed was, much as we thought COVID had a great impact on the economy, people had what to spend. I was looking at jam on Masaka Road and you could hardly understand what was happening. People were moving to the villages and prepared for the villages. So those that are city dwellers now in the village, how is village life treating you? Did you take enough for the people in the villages, or did you just go? There is a saying that Kampala boys, Kampala girls, Kampala dwellers go to the village, take little, but come back with so much. So I don't know how your Christmas season was, but of course we'll be discussing that more on our various social media platforms, how Christmas was. We are still in that festive season, but we are looking at more of Christmas. Boxing Day, did you have something to unwrap? Did you share with somebody some of that you didn't consume over Christmas Day? Because Boxing Day is a day when we unwrap the gifts. Remember, Christmas trees, we give gifts and we put them under the tree. So on Boxing Day, when you wake up, it is time to unwrap. But also, from the faithful, Boxing Day is a day when you share what you are not able to consume during the Christmas season. Remember, we cook so much. There is so much extravagance sometimes. And this is the truth. In a majority of families, there is so much. So Boxing Day, you give. Then here comes a Tuesday as people begin preparing to say bye-bye 2021. And it's at this time maybe you also think of your New Year's resolutions. Sometimes people wake up, it is already coming to the New Year, then you think of New Year's resolutions. And I just want to give you some tips. The best resolutions you can make are those that deal with your character. For example, maybe you've been an alcoholic. And of course, this has impacted greatly on your job, on your workplace, on your family. This is a time to say, well, 2022, I will not drink. Maybe you had some funny expenditures that you want to do away with. When you deal with personal work first, when you deal with habits first that have derailed your progress, that is 2021, and you don't want to go with them in 2022, it is going to be fast, more achievable, than when you come out with big visions. I want to build a house this year. I want to maybe have a mass wedding this year. I want to do this. So begin with looking at your habits. First, work upon yourself as you write those resolutions, because sometimes the hindrances to your success is you. You're the roadblock to your success. And these are small things that are hindering your success. So as you get a pen and paper to write out your New Year's resolutions, first should be you. What must you work upon yourself? Then that will greatly determine how best you can lead to that house. It could be that so much money you spend in bars, so much money you spend on maybe some funny lifestyle for the men, maybe on women, for the ladies, maybe so much on your body, so much expenditure, and this is hindering the resolution that you're setting that is very big. So as we usher into, because Saturday will then definitely will be done with 2021, one thing that is very clear, work on yourself as those resolutions, then the rest will just fall in place. Well, so much happened, and allow me right now to take you through some of those stories that happened during the last 24 hours, and we were able to capture them. We'll begin with the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, Robina Nabbanja, where she attended Mass and of course had some words for Ugandans regarding the reopening of the economy. The Prime Minister, Robina Nabbanja, said government is to enforce vaccination measures for the economy to open next year. Nabbanja made the remarks during prayers at St. Andrew Kahwa Catholic Parish, Kakumiro District. The COVID-19 pandemic has retarded the economy development, also all sectors due to lockdown and other measures set to fight COVID-19. Prime Minister Robina Nabbanja said government is to enforce vaccination measures to ensure the country reopens by January, that is just next week. She said stakeholders have played their role of educating and sensitizing the masses about COVID-19 pandemic, and it is now up to them to act. Still regarding prayers in the same faith, the Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, His Grace Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, has wished all Ugandans peaceful festive season and celebrations. The Archbishop also asked Christians to pray for all those that were persecuted due to their faith. Boxing Day is a Sunday where sharing with others of what was not consumed on Christmas is carried on. The Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, His Grace Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, said it is very important to foster peace and share responsibly, also trusting each other if we are to move forward as brethren. The Archbishop also used St. Stephen's Day celebrations that fell on Boxing Day to baptize some children. The function was held at his residence in Namirembe Hill, Kampala. In his sermon, the provincial mission coordinator, Reverend Canon Captain Barak, wondered why Christians opt for cheap ways of deliverance instead of approaching the mainstream church. Baraka said the truth is always bitter, and that's why some Christians take shortcuts instead of facing the truth before recognized churches. Still regarding prayers that were held yesterday, Namirembe Christian Fellowship Church Principal and Chancellor Kayuwa International University, Professor Simeon Kayuwa, said that the kingdom of God needs many laborers to accomplish God's work. He urged church leaders to be respectful to one another and avoid wickedness. This was contained in his sermon as he delivered this during Boxing Day prayers held at the church. He said that harmonization is the best way to minimize human error at all levels. Professor Kayuwa said it is time for Africa to focus on producing their own resources instead of depending on Western countries, which aim is to exploit African heritage. The Calvary Cross Choir and the Worship Force Choir of Namirembe Christian Fellowship worshipped in all ancient hymns and modern gospel music that brings out the Christmas mood and Boxing Day. Away from prayers that were held yesterday, we now move to issues of the law, where Law Development Center Kampala is the only institution in the country that enables professionals to practice law in Uganda. Located in Makere Hill, the Law Development Center has been in the news for some time over students' examinations failure, most so by those seeking postgraduate diplomas in legal practice. LDC is the only institution that awards such. In 2018, 2019, and 2019-2020 academic year, the undergraduates were caught in that cloud of failing. The number of failures were overwhelming, the first of its kind in the history of LDC. But what were the counts of the failures? Beside failure rates, the quality of advocates is also in question, and who is to blame? Now, away from our local scene, we want to move to international stories and also give you a feel of what happened outside Uganda. And we'll begin with the Omicron variant that has become a global threat, where we see airlines across the world have cancelled flights for the third day in a row on Sunday as crews were grounded due to the surge of COVID-19 infections due to the high transmissible Omicron variant, forcing tens of thousands of Christmas travelers to change their plan. More than 6,000 flights were cancelled worldwide over a long Christmas weekend, and thousands more were delayed, according to the tracking website, as the high infectious Omicron variant brings holiday hurt to millions. Global airlines scrapped about 2,200 flights off on Sunday morning, down from the 2,800 from the day before. Flights Aware data showed. Commercial airlines cancelled more than 7,200 flights out of the United States on Sunday, according to the Flight Aware's tally. This was slightly down from nearly 1,000 on Christmas Day, but around the same level as Christmas Eve. Further cancellation were likely. In addition, more than 1,400 flights were delayed. Pilots, flight attendants, and other employees have been calling in sick, all having quarantined after exposure to COVID-19, forcing, that is Delta United States Airlines, JetBlue, Alaska Airlines, and many other short-staff carriers to cancel flights during one of the year's peak traveling periods. And finally, we now move to Africa, where the country and the world at large mourn the anti-apartheid hero Desmond Tutu. South Africa is holding a week of event to mark the passing of the anti-apartheid leader Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who died on Saturday at the age of 90. The plans include 2 days of laying in state before an official state funeral on the 1st of January in Cape Town. Tributes have been pouring in from leaders around the world, including Pope John Paul, Pope Francis, and US President Joe Biden, and the UK's Queen Elizabeth II. Tutu was one of the country's best-known figures at home and abroad. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa said in a statement, Tutu helped bring about liberated South Africa. A contemporary of Nelson Mandela, Tutu was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1984 for his role in the struggle to abolish the apartheid system enforced by the white minority government against the black majority in South Africa from 1948 to 1991. Tutu's death comes just a week after that of South Africa's last apartheid-era president, F.W. de Klerk, who died at the age of 95 on Sunday. South Africans of all ages and backgrounds stopped at Cape Town's St. George Cathedral on Sunday to lay flowers and pay tribute to the country's national hero. His significance supersedes the boundaries of being an Anglican, said Mona Bovet Goliath, who told the AFP news agency, breaking down in tears, "I was very emotional this morning when I heard he had passed away. I thank God that he has been there for us," Mr. Goliath said, adding that he had met Tutu several times in his life. Well, that brings us to the end of a recap of what happened both locally and international as the world mourns Desmond Tutu. Talk about South Africa. Two people that I believe will come to your mind. You have Nelson Mandela, when you talk about that is fighting apartheid, and the other one was Archbishop Desmond Tutu, a man who always stood out for the truth. And he was recognized globally. When we talk about the Nobel Peace Prize and so many prizes that he went on, he was an inspiration to many, we believe, not only in the church, but also internationally, not only for South Africa. I remember even in school, there were here and there were examples of Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who now goes to rest. Well, all the legends of apartheid in South Africa, people played a very key role. Day by day seem to be aging and going. Desmond Tutu dies at the age of, that is about 90. But when we also, that is de Klerk, who died at around 85 there. So you see that, yes, they played their role in their time. The biggest question, we shall all live and die. That is human. How one day be gone? I don't want to say you'll be gone, because I know sometimes people don't want even to hear the word anything to do with death. But we live and die. Very important now is what legacy? When you're finally gone, how are you going to be remembered? That is a question for you. How are you going to be remembered when you're finally gone? It is now that you work for that time, that when it comes, we shall talk about you. Then we talk about the likes of Nelson Mandela. Then we talk about the likes of Desmond Tutu. It is now that you work for your legacy. Well, when we return, we'll be still looking at something very interesting, and this is adherence to COVID-19 standard operating procedures. You must recall that actually we want the economy to be fully reopened, that is come January. But the question is, are we all vaccinated, that would be vaccinated? Then also, how are we embracing ourselves to the standard operating procedures now that we have the highly infectious Omicron variant with us in the country? We'll take a break and enjoy the song. Then when we return, we'll be discussing more regarding enforcement of COVID-19 standard operating procedures as we await for full reopening of the economy.
use it for your glory. And Lord, I offer my days to you, lifting my praise to you as a pleasing sacrifice. Lord, I offer you my life. Let's sing it. Lord, I offer my life to you, everything I've been through. Use it for your glory. And Lord, I offer my days to you, lifting my praise to you as a pleasing sacrifice. Lord, I offer you my life. Things in the past, things yet unseen.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala.
This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.
spicing your holiday season with relevant information that you need to know as you enjoy the festive season. We know many of you are still in the villages, those that traveled outside the city to go and have Christmas with their families. This is a time of meeting, sharing experiences, mending. Actually, one of the good things of this time is also mending broken relationships. Maybe you have a brother, you have a sister, there's a family member. This is indeed the time. And for parents, I enjoyed these days having quality time with your children, having quality time with your partner. So it's not all about saying I'm off work, you wake up, you move around, drive around, ensure that the time you may not have when we start the year because you're busy, at this time, look out for what is very important. More so, children are going back to school as of 10th. We saw that is the school calendar being released just last week, but one. So now parents know that this is the time you've gotten to speak to your daughter, to speak to your son, speak to your children before they start school. Psychologically prepare them. Of late, many of us have resorted to, I'm a provider. For example, the fathers will tell you, what do you want with me? I provide fees, I provide whatever you need, then why would I bother? So parents, you never cease to be a parent till the day you die. No matter how old your child is, your son, even they could be having grandchildren, you're still a parent. So let's use this time away from the merrymaking, the dancing, the just visiting person, family to family. How do we mend broken pieces? How do we ensure that these children learn more from us? Once again, I'm Kirabo Nyonyintono, and welcome to this segment, which is our newsreel, where we look at issues of national concern. But before that, I just can't forget to remind you of Alleluia, Jinga tea, Alleluia turmeric drinks, wherever you are, enjoying your holiday time. Ensure you have one of these drinks. Let the people have an experience of this. In case you didn't take a carton to the village, well, I believe in most of the areas of this country, Alleluia Jinga tea, Alleluia turmeric drink is there. But let them also have a feel, a taste of this sweet but yet very beneficial to your body because it builds your immune system. Now, yesterday was Boxing Day, and contrary to what actually should have been, is that many of the places were open. A number of places were opened and full to capacity. We moved around, our team moved around a number of places, but was very unfortunate that even with the Omicron in our country, you could not, people had forgotten anything to do with standard operating procedures. People didn't have the masks. There's no social distancing. Some places, even where to wash your hands with water and soap, that was not factored in. It was all about merrymaking. You can look at some of the videos. That's the video on your screen, as we're going to be taking you to a number of places that our cameras were able to go to. But one thing that you're going to see that is very clear, soaps, that's the standard operating procedures, were not something considered. But just yet giving you statistics, I got statistics from the 1st of December, how our country, Uganda, we are not doing well in terms of COVID-19 infections. On the 21st of December, we registered 710 cases of COVID-19. These are people who have tested positive on the 21st of December. On the 22nd of December, we had 1,093 cases were registered. That is on Boxing Day. That is someplace around Entebbe. Most of the beaches were densely populated. I don't know where they started operating procedures there. Even those that the few that had masks, of course in water you don't have a mask. When you look at those along the lake shore at the beach there is nothing to do with social distancing. Yet on the 21st you had 710 infections. On the 22nd you had 1,093 cases. On the 23rd of December, we registered Uganda as a country 1,251 cases of COVID-19. On the 24th of December, we registered 1,116 cases of COVID-19 in this country. Just to take you back, about a month back, we would register for about an average of 40 cases a day. This even when registered about, I think there were 15 cases. Now we are registering thousands of cases. For example, on the 23rd, you had 1,251. That's 23rd of December. Today is the 27th of December. On the 24th, you had 1,116 cases. Now, what does this mean as we prepare for the full reopening of the country? I want to take you back still on Thursday when the Minister for Health, Dr. Jane Ruth Aceng, was speaking. She said that we are not doing well as a country, more so now that we have Omicron, which is highly infectious. It may not be lethal, that it kills very fast and all that, but the rate at which you can contract Omicron is very fast. And she said she's scared, she's worried that much as only 8% of people that contract Omicron, that variant, have severe illness, and only 5% of people that contract Omicron go to that critical condition. She was worried that with these huge figures, our ICU, that is intensive care unit, and the high dependency unit may not be able to handle the situation. Today, His Excellency summoned the COVID-19 task force. He summoned them and he will be meeting them, that is at State House, and they are going to be giving him an update of the country's status of COVID-19. That is today. The COVID-19 task force, headed by the Prime Minister of Uganda, are going to be meeting His Excellency to give him a status report on how we are doing as a country. And remember, our President has always said he's science-led. So what the scientists speak is what gives him a go-ahead. Now, when we have a country where churches, most of the places of worship, were densely populated, standard operating procedures could not be carried out to the latter. You saw places of entertainment. You had the beach. If you moved around any area, we know we have the beaches in Mukono, and Tebe is known for that. Gaba, everywhere. It was just, let me be polite, but let me use the word, it was just public nuisance, because you would highly wonder that people know what we are going through as a country. Omicron is also with us. We've registered tens of cases of Omicron in our country. Globally, we read a story where flights were not able to take off just because of the high infectious rate of Omicron, where the pilots, that is the staff, the crew, were not able to carry out their work. And that is how we are forgetting. Now what can happen if the economy fully reopens? There is no curfew, bars are opened, despite the fact that yes, bars are partially opened, not officially however, but you find that many of these bars are opened illegally. People have gotten escape routes, and this holiday season also, I think I want to believe that either it is fatigue or it is that the police now know that anyway in just a few weeks, not even a week now, the economy is going to be fully open. So why should we go on people's... There's a bit of laxity on the side of enforcement where most of these things were happening, and and police seem to be like ensuring there is law and order, not enforcing the COVID-19 guidelines. You cannot look at a situation like that where people are packed to the latter, they're in water, they're mingling, and if you moved outside these places, you'd find that almost all of them were being guarded. Police was there to give you security, ensure there are no crimes committed, but maybe not there for the standard operating procedures. Yet, very unfortunate also is we could be doing very well when it comes to vaccination as a country. To some level, I want to appreciate Ugandans because our first target was the 4.8, and that we surpassed it. We went into 7 million Ugandans and more. There you can see police, you can see security, but you know what is inside and what is happening there. Masks are not anywhere to be seen, and you see that mingling. That if just 3 or 4 people had Omicron, then maybe it would mean that the entire population there could contract Omicron as we prepare. However, also very disturbing is I'm meant to learn that much as we brag and we are excited of the huge numbers of people that have been vaccinated, and I want to call upon Ministry of Health and of course government, investigate. There is a big number of people who are not vaccinated but have vaccination cards. They're not vaccinated, but somehow, I don't know how, they have vaccination cards. So what will happen in case we have an outbreak of COVID-19 and people go to those critical conditions? Because vaccination helps you. It doesn't stop you from contracting COVID-19, not at all. But what vaccination does is that it gives your body capacity to fight off COVID-19. In that, you will not get severe illness, you will not have that critical sickness, so that you need to get this admission, then the worst being death. Now, you're going to have people claiming that they are vaccinated, yet they have succumbed to COVID-19. And that will greatly derail the campaign that we've pushed for a long time regarding COVID-19 vaccination. So Ministry of Health, stakeholders here, we need to thoroughly find out. Do some cleaning. How do people get vaccination cards when they have not been vaccinated? Practically, you're cheating your own self. As a responsible Ugandan, I find this, that you're cheating your own self. If you have a vaccination card and you're not vaccinated, yes, you could pass some checkpoints and all that, but to the latter, you're missing a very big point, which is that jab into your body. So let's ensure we investigate this and find out where we're having these loopholes. The Prime Minister, Robden Abanja, while attending that is service at Kapwa St. Andrew's Church, came out and she said, government is working to ensure they enforce vaccination. We could limit some places where are not vaccinated, but also must understand that every Ugandan who has a vaccination card has been vaccinated. We must block those loopholes. Then to fellow Ugandans, we want the economy open. We don't know after, that is the COVID-19 task force meeting the president today, what is going to come out after they have given him the status report. Dr. Chris Baryomus, who is the Minister for Information and National Guidance, while speaking to the media, said, we may not have as expected that blast reopening. No. We may go in a staggered manner. Reason being, yes, cases of COVID-19 seem to be stepping up. I happened to speak to one of the nurses in one of the huge Catholic-founded hospitals in this country within Kampala, and she told me, Robert, we are registering COVID-19 cases. We are registering COVID-19 cases. Day by day, the numbers seem to be increasing. Good enough, we do not have those in very, very critical condition, but we're having admissions. And when the minister says that our intensive care unit and high dependency unit may not be able to accommodate huge numbers, this means, one, we must have high levels of vaccination. And fellow Ugandans, make it your achievement if you've not registered any. Actually, your biggest achievement, in my opinion, this year is ensuring you've been vaccinated against COVID-19. Because health is your number one priority. Yes, that good house is very good. You need to have a good house. You need to have a nice car. If you've gotten those, praise the name of the Lord. If you had your marriage, you know you've had your marriage vows, you've been engaged, you've been introduced. Those are also good. You've made an academic achievement, you've graduated, you finished your master's, you finished your degree. Those are equally very good and very sweet. But remember, it is your life. Life is a priority. You know, if you do not go for these vaccines, if you do not get these jabs, your degree will not help. That house, if you remember the second wave, how many Ugandans died? Simply because by then vaccines were not there. Think about those people that succumbed to COVID-19 in the second wave. How they wished they were alive today when the vaccines were there. So do it for yourself. Do it for the people that depend on you, the people that need you. Go get that vaccination. Because the Ugandans that pray, that wish, I'm just thinking loud, they were alive today to get that jab so that they did not succumb to COVID-19. If you want to know how painful it is, just hold your nose and mouth for 10 minutes. Feel how hard it is to breathe. Then know that COVID-19 is a respiratory disease. It affects your breathing system, It is a painful death, expensive treatment, so we cannot have Ugandans foregoing that is vaccination. And when we come to standard operating procedures, that is also another thing that is very funny. You know, when the death toll is high, everyone is on high alert. We become complacent after some time. Sicknesses, illnesses, the virus has never been complacent. The virus is there today, tomorrow, every minute, every second. And all it requires is regular wash of your hands with soap and water. Have a sanitizer if you can afford one. Sanitize every time. Do not touch the soft parts of your body. I want to use the words of His Excellency when he said the soft parts of your body. Which are these? Your eyes, your nose, your mouth, unless you've sanitized or washed your hands. Have your mask on. What does the mask do? The mask will just help that in case you're infected, because you have asymptomatic people, you could be infected, but you do not know, that you don't spread COVID to another person. In case you're not infected, what does it do? What it does is very simple. You don't contract. It acts as a shield. Excuse me. It acts as a shield for not to contract COVID-19. So very simple. Have your mask on. Social distance. Social distance. Because when you do that, then it's going to be very, very hard for you to contract COVID-19. So as we think about jubilating, because we know people are going to be excited, people are still excited, that is up to the 31st. There's still so much to have fun, but very importantly, you must ensure that also you enter the new year when you're alive, when you've not contracted COVID-19, because once you do that, then 2022, we don't know. Once infection rates are high, we don't know what will happen, because government may not allow Ugandans die in huge numbers because they have chosen to live a reckless life. Imagine infants going into water. When you look at these images on your screen, that video, one thing you learn is that Ugandans, we must up our game when it comes to fighting COVID-19. Otherwise, we may end up with these high infectious rates that we are having when the much awaited 4 year, I want to call it the much awaited 4 year, because it was in October when the president came out and said, January, we will open the economy fully. It's been a long wait. I want to believe it's been a long wait for many Ugandans. But if COVID-19 cases continue shooting up, we don't know what happens after the status report has been given to His Excellency, whether all will go as planned or not. But it's upon you to ensure that you protect your life. Well, when we return, we'll be still looking at what is trending in the print media, but our advice to you is that, fellow Ugandan, make it a point that you enter 2022 when you're vaccinated. And also remember, vaccination is not a guarantee that you not contract COVID-19. So perfect the standard operating procedures that will protect you and your loved ones against COVID-19. But furthermore, be an ambassador to everybody that we need this vaccination. Be an ambassador telling everybody that this is not safe for you. If there are no SOPs in a place, if the standard operating procedures are not put in place, just don't go to that place. Just don't go to that place. We'll return with press review. Keep it with us.
That and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs.
My name is Mulage Sahod from Tororo District. I'm so happy that I'm a lucky winner of the 10 million Uganda shillings man after money promotion with Airtel. I can't believe it. It's just like I've been reborn. It's the best day of my life.
The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
It's the festive season and we love it. And that means it's time to celebrate with GoTV.
Come with me.
So get your GoCoder and GoTV value for 25,000 shillings to watch with the whole family. And if you're feeling extra festive, upgrade to our best package yet, GoTV Super.
Something to look forward to.
Download the My GoTV app for more information.
Super.
We all deserve a super festive season. And with GoTV, there's every reason to love it.
Patriotism is a feeling of love, devotion, and the willingness to sacrifice for one's country.
I say no to corruption because I put my country first. I choose peace over violence because I put my country first.
I love Uganda. I serve Uganda. I sacrifice for Uganda. I'm loyal to Uganda. I love myself.
Be patriotic. Uganda first. This message is brought to you by the National Secretariat for Patriotism Co-Uganda, Office of the President.
You know, you could just buy a new smartphone from anywhere in Uganda. Dial *175 *94 hash to activate a 100% double data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles for 3 months. Better yet, you automatically receive free 1 GB valid for 30 days. You are hooked already, aren't you? Enjoy a 100% double data bonus from Airtel. Buy a smartphone from anywhere in Uganda and insert an Airtel SIM card. Dial *175 *94 hash to activate a 100% data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles, valid for 3 months. Dial *175 hash and select your preferred bundle to activate a 100% data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles, valid for 3 months. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Raising voices.
As a teacher, I have the opportunity to shape how children grow and learn. I believe in creating a non-violent school where children feel safe and respected. I promise to lead by example and create a different kind of relationship with my learners, one that helps them grow.
In this time of COVID, what is your promise to the children of Uganda? Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
You may be out of town wherever you are, and maybe the papers are something not very easy for you to come by, but it is our mandate to ensure that even out of time, even out of reach of the papers, we keep you informed. And this is why now we are looking at what is trending in the dailies. Reopening of the economy is something that everyone is geared and are waiting for come next month. However, according to the vision, the president, like I earlier mentioned, is expecting a status report today that will greatly have an impact on fully reopening of the economy. And there we look at a very big headline that is Over 100 rebels killed, 60 captured as UPDF captures key ADF camp. But also in Christmas celebrations, Museveni to get COVID-19 report today on full reopening. That is something very important as we await. It is the report that His Excellency is getting today that might have an impact on the reopening that is going to be handed to him by that COVID-19 task force headed by the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, that is Honorable Robina Nabanja. Then there is a picture of President Museveni left and First Lady that is second on the left with family on Christmas Day. Museveni said his family observed COVID-19 standard operating procedures during Christmas, adding that it is possible to follow SOPs and still enjoy your holiday, contrary to what we saw many Ugandans who are celebrating, totally forgetting about that. Then that is UNRWA staff dead. Police probe death of that is senior HR officer. Still a cleric's call for protection of the vulnerable and end to impunity. Parenting, a column there by the New Vision, is spanking the best way to discipline a child. Well, many will tell you spare the rod and spoil the child, so whipping. But the senior parents there answer that for you. Then official held, 5 charged over theft of ambulance. Wonders never cease to end. Theft of an ambulance, very interesting here. But the good thing is 5 charged and they have been arrested. Then, very interesting man, that is Pastor Aloysius Wujingo, says, I was never introduced by Makula. The man of God here says, I was never introduced by Makula. So, still, we'll move with a New Vision. Yes, it is festive season, but of course, we have to prepare our students, our children for school. And the New Vision brings you Senior 1 Mathematics, Senior 2 Biology, Senior 3 that is Physics. Like I told you, it is a time for you to know more your children, have more ample time with them as you prepare them for school reopening. There is also a number of jobs for you here. You never know, this could be your long-awaited for opportunity. The New Vision brings you more of that. Still in the New Vision, looking at the second page of today's daily, we look at how can I change my 10-year-old perception. Okay, we look at the COVID-19 tracker, new confirmed cases, 1,116 new confirmed cases. Positivity rate, it is 14.1%. This has always been as low as we even had 0.1, 1.1, 1.2. Now it is 14.1%. Death, 1 death was registered. People that so far succumbed to COVID-19 in this country, 3,275. Once again, go for that jab so that we reduce, we avoid severe illness, hospitalization, and death. Today in history, Buganda retains regional trophy. That was on the 27th of December, the year 1992. And on the same date, still the year 2007, former Pakistan Premier was assassinated. Let's look at the sports pages of the New Vision this morning, where I have Museveni honored, and that is the World Woodball Federation recognizes President and Bank of Uganda and Bank of Africa for the Woodball project. So much has been done there. We see that is the minister there, and of course holding the trophies or the recognition to the President and Bank of Africa for their support towards this sport in the country. Well, I'll now move to the Daily Monitor this morning and of course look at what is trending there, what is there that you need to know. The Daily Monitor, schools hike fees. You are from the lockdown, schools hike fees, but there was a call by the First Lady. Then please do not hike school fees. The parents are equally poor or broke. Kanona Kalema Biekwaso sent on 1-year course. That is the head of the State House Anti-Corruption Unit. That is Colonel Edith Nakalema, and Army spokesperson Brigadier Flavia Wekwaso, and other UPDF commanders have been sent on a 1-year training at the National Defense College in Jinja. Okay, we have Archbishop Desmond Tutu dies. That is from 1931 to 2021. And of course, we have special messages from the Speaker of Parliament. We have Chiza Besije, we have Robert Chagulanyi, what they say about Archbishop Desmond Tutu, a man who will go down the books forever as one of the people that stood out during the apartheid days to fight against apartheid. We also, the Daily Monitor brings you sport learners to overcome COVID, says that is cleric, and Army captures main ADF, that is Congolese base. We also look at health, that is medical test to take before the new year starts. So your health is a priority. What have you checked and known what is good for you? Then the lizard, have they forgotten about lockdown effects? School hike fees, and the lizard, that is a cartoon in the Daily Monitor, is wondering, have these owners of these schools forgotten about lockdown? What they expect parents to get the money? Well, Christmas Day, clerics call, what are they calling for? The Daily Monitor has that. Then the editors pick, Uganda inflation rate remained flat for most of 2021. Regional news, residents and leaders of Arua City have protested a decision by the National Forestry Authority to give, that is Maracha County MP, Mr. Dennis Ozuku Lee, 10 acres of Barifa forest land to construct an eco-tourism site. Still, the Daily Monitor brings more of what happened during Christmas and Boxing Day. But let me wind the Daily Monitor off by looking at the sports page where we have KCCA and, of course, the Vipers there fight, that is for the UPL leadership. There's still more regarding, that is the Premier League, where people like me who support Arsenal have reasons to dance, smile, because a team you should not risk with, that is Arsenal. But remember, Ruben will be here to give you more. For the Arsenal fans, it's all over smiles. Who remembers how we were being tossed here and there? But now our team is doing us good. We hope when Man U recovers finally, they won't shift us in positions and rankings there. But more here in regards to sports, don't forget Ruben is going to be here to give you all the updates in the world of sports. Well, it is a festive season, and we know some people are going to be driving back because many people would go and have Christmas in the village, then the 31st must find them in Kampala. Things that you must consider: one, plan your journey very well. If it's a 4-hour journey, don't deceive yourself that it is going to take you 2 hours, you'll be in Kampala. So give yourself 5 hours. Second, do not drink and drive. Drunken driving, because what happens, alcohol will compromise your sense of reason and ability to be on the wheels very well. So do not drink and drive. Maybe someone, when you're going to the village, someone else drove the car. Sometimes there's that excitement as you're heading back to Kampala. No tumuwemu, no navuge, no lyavuge, abasirikale tebali bangi ku nguudo. Please, if you do not have experience in driving, more so outside town, those long journeys, you're not used to the terrain, you're not used to the corners, the graphical part of it, of that area, do not drive. Do not drive. If you're so tired, sometimes this is a festive season, but maybe you've been on the farm the whole day, you're hustling here and there because you want to go back to Kampala, but there are certain things you want to leave done, and you feel the body has been totally worked out. Do not sit behind the wheels. Then also, there's so much excitement. Yesterday I was seeing people, the car has turned into a discotheque. Loud music, you're not concentrating. These are some of the major causes of accidents at such a time. People are very excited. You're driving, you're taking selfies, you're driving, you're not drinking as you the driver, but there's no concentration. The people in the car are so much excited. that you're not focusing on driving, the next you will see is you've rammed into something. Also importantly, do not eat while driving. Do not drink while driving. This is something that Ugandans we are tending to adopt of late. You find someone is driving and they are drinking, not beer, not alcoholic drinks. The next is a bottle sliding onto the braking pedals. And when you go to brake, you step on the bottle instead of the brake pads. When you go to brake, there is a maize comb. You've been eating maize. Now you have to make a sudden brake because one hand has, so you drop this to concentrate on the steering wheel. And by the time you brake, at the end of the day, people are perishing. So these are some of the tips. These are some of the things we shouldn't do as we return back from these villages. Because we know many people are in a hurry. Plan your journey very well. Do not drink and drive. If you feel you're so tired, the body is worked out, you're feeling fatigued, do not sit under the wheels. And if you're not used to the terrain, the geography of that area, please do not drive. You had a driver that took you to the village, better use the same person on returning. And lastly, do not eat, do not drink while driving. Also ensure that you have sober people in the car, or you, the driver of the vehicle, you can control the people you're taking. This of excitement, lack of focus and concentration will greatly cause you problems. We need you in 2022, the much awaited year when we expect the economy to fully reopen. But also, weather is also another factor that you must think about. Well, sometimes if it is so risky for you to drive, do not drive. Most of the people that are going to come from Kibale, Chigezi, where sometimes there is mist, there is fog. If visibility is not clear, or even rain, we're in a time when it's raining. If visibility is not very good, then park. Park the car, wait for the rainfall to stop, then embark on your journey. It's not a do or die. Come on. It's not a do or die for you to be in Kampala by 31st, so that maybe you have that feel of Kampala Christmas, you're in the village. No, there are many Christmases. There will be more 31st as you usher in another year, if at all you're alive. So it's not a do or die. If the weather is not very conducive for you, if the road is not very conducive for you, instead of causing accidents because of the rain, please stop. Please cancel your journey for yet another day. Well, when I return, I'll be having a guest, and we'll be looking at an experience of a student, the time that schools have been closed. Keep it with us. Return shortly, and I know you can't afford to miss this next segment that we are going to be having in our Good Morning Uganda agenda.
Pick of the day on UBC, brought to you by
Tulantende ku program obulamu.
Was brought to you by
Just use MTN to make calls, send SMS, load airtime, buy bundles, or pay for MTN subscription services.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
It's the festive season and we love it. And that means it's time to celebrate with GoTV.
Come with me.
So get your GoCoder and GoTV value for 25,000 shillings to watch with the whole family. And if you're feeling extra festive, upgrade to our best package yet, GoTV Super.
Something to look forward to.
Download the My GoTV app for more information.
Super.
We all deserve a super festive season. And with GoTV, there's every reason to love it.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs.
My name is Mulage Sahod from Tororo District. I'm so happy that I'm a lucky winner of the 10 million Uganda shillings Man After Money promotion with Airtel. I can't believe it. It's just like I've been reborn. It's the best day of my life.
The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Raising voices.
I feel happy when my mother spends time with me. I hope all mothers will like my mother. I want my mother to reach out to all mothers. She knows how important it is to be a good mother. I promise to help my mother inspire other mothers to change.
In this time of COVID, what is your promise to the children of Uganda? Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs.
My name is Mulage Swahod from Tororo District. I'm so happy that I'm a lucky winner of the 10 million Uganda shillings man after money promotion with Airtel. I can't believe it. It's just like I've been reborn. It's the best day of my life.
The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome to Elmo's World News. Reporter Elmo is here with some